another pursuit. Another pursuit in North Hollywood. Yep. 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 So if you're just joining us once again, we're continuing to follow this pursuit as it makes its way down the 5 freeway, past the 110 freeway at a snail's pace. This vehicle heavily damaged. LAPD shutting down the southbound side of the 5 freeway to continue this slow-speed pursuit as other LAPD units from the valley head out to Sherman Way for another pursuit of a stolen vehicle in the North Hollywood area. So we're now monitoring 2 pursuits. You are watching live on ABC7.com and our 24/7 streaming channels. Pursuit number 1. Again, this is an assault with a deadly weapon suspect wanted for an assault on a police officer. Again, this vehicle on borrowed time as he comes up on another entrance ramp that has not been shut down. So far, CHP has managed to shut down most of the freeway and all of the entrance ramps down through Glassell Park. In the meantime, he's now heading into Lincoln Heights at a snail's pace. Again, only about 10 to 15 miles per hour after that front right wheel has completely fallen off, dragging the front right fender against the pavement. There were some sparks as we first joined this pursuit, and finally he slowed down enough to the point where it just appears that the vehicle is giving up very, very slowly. But this could go on again for some time. In the meantime, LAPD is now tracking a stolen vehicle eastbound on Sherman Way in the San Fernando Valley. Understand now that suspect in North Hollywood appears to be coming to a stop and is now complying with officers. So that's one headache off of their plate here. In the meantime, LAPD working with the California Highway Patrol to keep everybody out here safe, shutting down the 5 freeway and bringing traffic to a halt. The delays now, if you're making your way into this area, extend all the way back to Burbank. So the 5 freeway is all jammed up as this pursuit driver continues to lead LAPD North Hollywood units, or Hollywood units originally, up the 101 freeway, around along Barham, eventually onto the 5 freeway. And now it looks like he might be looking to exit the 5 freeway here in Lincoln Heights, taking the exit ramp. We will see if this changes, but he is now getting off of the freeway. He's going to have some more decision-making in his future. All right, we are now off the freeway, coming up on Avenue 21 and Main Street. Coming to an end here. He's going to have some stop signs like he does right here, making a left turn. Now a left turn that's going to send him under the 5 freeway overpass here. That's going to be an eastbound turn onto Main Street. And now we're going to start mingling with other motorists, pedestrians, stoplights, red lights, stop signs, you name it. going through all of them. He's got the green light here, but he is just continuing to roll through this neighborhood now at a snail's pace with an entire contingent of LAPD officers ready to execute a felony stop that is now likely going to take place on surface streets, allowing them finally to reopen the 5 freeway, thankfully. But the headache continues. The 5 freeway, incidentally, all jammed up despite the fact that it's reopening. That traffic jam is going to take some time to clear out. It's going to be all the way back to Burbank at least. In the meantime, as we continue down Main Street, he still maintaining about 5 to or maybe 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now coming up on Griffin Avenue. He's got another green light here going through it. You can see the folks there stopped at the red light. LAPD continuing this pursuit. Let's get in front of him. Now on Mission Road. We're going to try and peer through that driver's windshield as he goes through Valley Boulevard. Still doing about 10 miles per hour, continuing on surface streets now with an opportunity to get back on the freeway potentially, which would be, not great. But with these things, on one hand, you'd rather see it on the freeway. On the other hand, a pursuit like this, you just kind of cross your fingers and hope it just comes to an end. I mean, he's really taking everybody on a joyride. Not exactly posing an immediate danger, although he is going through red lights and stop signs occasionally. But, here comes some more smoke as he drags that fender along the pavement. Valley Boulevard at San Pablo Street. That primary unit closing in on him, giving him a little bit less room to play with. They're right on his tail. However, I don't expect we'll see any kind of a pit maneuver. I don't think. First of all, we're going too slow, and I think there's a likelihood that there may be a weapon. If they have that intel, that will also play into their decision making. We have not heard exactly what he's armed with, but he was wanted for assault with a deadly weapon, so we know that much. In the meantime, they are right on his tail. As he continues to, the way he's driving, almost doesn't even matter how much gas is left in the tank. Of course it does, but this could go on for quite a while if there was a full tank. Coming up on a red light, through the red light. Airship continuing to fly over. You can see the night sun squarely on the Lexus, and about 5 or 6 units continuing in this pursuit package right behind the suspect. Thankfully, not too busy out there. Pretty quiet night along Valley Boulevard here in El Sereno now as we continue to follow this suspect down Valley Boulevard, maybe 5 to 10 miles per hour now. Started in Hollywood, went up the 101 freeway into the valley, around Forest Lawn Cemetery, and then eventually onto the 5 freeway for some time before getting off apparently randomly just a few minutes ago. 8 units right behind him. LAPD's airship continuing to circle the suspect as they keep an eye on what they believe to be a violent criminal. Right. Right through another red light here, Valley Boulevard at Eastern Avenue. Again, traffic very light out here, giving LAPD plenty of room to continue this pursuit at a safe distance. Their lights and sirens blaring, code 3, as they travel down Valley Boulevard, continuing to chase the suspect who is refusing to pull over. This has been going on for probably close to 45 minutes now. What's coming up ahead of him here? Roughly 20 to 25 minutes. Well, we're heading into Monterey Park now as we continue down Valley Boulevard. You can see LAPD continuing this slow speed pursuit of a white Lexus. An assault with a deadly weapon suspect behind the wheel, apparently wanted for an assault on a law enforcement officer. It is a pursuit they are not going to give up easily, and so we are continuing into Monterey Park now. We've made our way from Hollywood into the Valley, over towards Burbank, down the 5 freeway, and now we are in East LA as we continue eastbound Valley Boulevard. Here we go, through another red light here. LAPD trying to get a better view inside the vehicle as we are. They have more technology that allows them to actually peer through those tinted windows, but it's very, very difficult. And so far, they're not having much luck. They can see the driver like we can, alone in the front, but they're trying to make out what he's doing in there, what they're up against inside of this vehicle. But right now, they are treating him with kid glove care. That is to say, nothing rash, nothing too aggressive here because of the violent nature of the crime and a lot of unknowns that they don't want to, put themselves at risk with. So you can see that front right wheel completely gone, it looks like. It's hanging off, it's dangling as he rides those brake rotors into the pavement, and almost looks like he's picking up a little bit of speed. Or is it the rim? Looks like, yeah, there is some rim left there. Look at that. Okay. So he is riding on the rim. Not seeing any sparks, really. There were some earlier, but that's the reason he's going so slow. So he's continuing at a snail's pace here down Valley Boulevard. LAPD, a lot of people wonder, why don't they just pit him? Well, it's going a little bit too slow for a pit maneuver, which usually requires a threshold of 30 to 35 miles per hour to effectively cut off the ignition switch inside the vehicle and bring that vehicle to a stop. And with this speed, at this speed, I should say, he could drive out of a pit maneuver if it's not, executed just right. It's not that hard, actually, to drive out of a pit maneuver if you're going slow enough. So he needs to pick up a little more speed before a pit maneuver is even on the table. And who knows if it even is, if it's been approved. You've got supervisors and watch commanders watching his each and every move, deciding what their next move is going to be and whether to go ahead and approve tactics like a pit maneuver or a spike strip. Thankfully, traffic is extremely light out here, continuing westbound or eastbound Valley Boulevard coming up on Fremont Avenue. Well, there's a lot we don't know about this suspect, and for that reason, it's really hard to speculate how much longer this could theoretically go. But at this rate, I mean, just judging from the behavior we're seeing here, which is pretty calm and steady, a vehicle that is not fully capable, but it is capable of continuing on at these speeds for an extended period of time. This could go on for virtually hours. I mean, we have seen pursuits over the years that have traveled long distances and have done so in excess of, several hours. It's hard to say how this one's going to end. There's a real possibility we may need to refuel here in the next 10 minutes or so. So we're going to keep an eye on the clock here and our gas gauge and continue to keep an eye on this suspect as he takes LAPD along for a slow-speed joyride. LAPD's airship right overhead. They will also have to swap out at some point. And even the ground officers that are right behind him at some point will be in a position to switch out with a new pursuit team, a new pursuit package to continue this chase into the San Gabriel Valley. LA County Sheriff monitoring the pursuit. California Highway Patrol ready just in case he gets back onto the freeway. But LAPD still the primary agency, the agency that initiated this pursuit in Hollywood, continuing to see it through along the eastbound side of Valley Boulevard. A left turn at Atlantic Boulevard, off of Valley Boulevard, now going northbound on Atlantic Boulevard, which at the very least could actually see a little bit more traffic, although as I look out the window, it's still pretty light out there. It's not going to be too much different right away, but we are in another major here as he now goes northbound on Atlantic from Valley. It is. could do Burbank. Now moving northbound along Atlantic Boulevard through Alhambra. Eventually we'll make our way into South Pasadena at this rate. He's traveling about 10 miles per hour, maybe a little bit slower here. Coming up on, does he have the green or is that, yeah, he's got the red light here. Going through the red light. LAPD Code 3, lights and sirens on, letting everybody know that this pursuit is traveling through the neighborhood here, and he's got about 8 units right behind him with that airship continuing to maintain a solid visual and continuing to provide some light on that suspect there. Got the green light there at Washington, continuing northbound Atlantic Boulevard. I see it. I think I see it off the nose. Is that it over there? Right over there? Yep. Yep. Getting the green light here, and look as folks come outside. Somebody now mooning the pursuit. That's a first. We'll check that one off. And obviously, the folks in this neighborhood have now, their attention has been drawn to this pursuit as they come outside and take a peek of this slow-speed pursuit. And that's one of the X factors in a slow-speed pursuit, is that neighbors like this have plenty of advanced warning to, take a look and catch a glimpse and try and get a shot or post a TikTok. But in the meantime, it is no laughing matter if this guy gets out guns blazing. So you want to stay inside, of course, but inevitably we're going to see folks start to appear out of nowhere to get a glimpse of this pursuit. How much fuel do we have left, roughly, for Burbank? Burbank gives us 15 more minutes. I guess we should probably stay put for now, just in case. We'll hang tight for now. Nice job, buddy. Where? The in and out, I think, is still coming up here, right? Or did he pass it? He's about to come up on the in and out. That is, what is this right here? Eric. Huntington. Atlantic Boulevard coming up on Huntington Drive. He's now, I'm sorry. Copy. Continuing up Atlantic, which is now turned into Los Robles Avenue, northbound Los Robles, coming up on South Pasadena, just past the Huntington. And this will grab the attention of South Pasadena Police, the Pasadena Police Department, LA County Sheriff's Department continuing to keep an eye on this as well. When this travels through these smaller jurisdictions, everybody's paying attention and ready for anything as LAPD continues this slow speed chase northbound Los Robles Avenue through South Pasadena after a lengthy joyride that started in Hollywood, ended up on the 101 freeway into the valley, out towards Burbank, down the 5 freeway, eventually out to Valley Boulevard, where he has continued to drive just slow enough and just fast enough for this vehicle to, drive without producing a whole lot of heat and smoke and sparks and fire, because we don't want those brakes or those rims to heat up too much. So he's just riding the front rim on the front right side. The other three wheels and tires appear to be intact, and to be frank, we don't know exactly how that front right wheel was impacted or what blew out that tire, but it does look like the rim is still on there, or at least part of the rim is on there. Once again, northbound Los Robles, a narrower street, a main thoroughfare here through South Pasadena, but narrow nonetheless. Very quiet, a residential neighborhood that is being woken up by sirens now. Did he just make a left, or is he still on Los Robles? He's still on Los Robles, okay. This starts to wind up a little bit as we get closer to the 210 freeway. He'll be in Pasadena in just a minute or so, if he's not already. Once again, if you're just joining us on ABC7.com and our 24/7 streaming channels, Chris Christie up in Air 7 as we continue to follow this pursuit into Pasadena. LAPD chasing an armed and dangerous suspect up Los Robles Avenue through Pasadena, started in Hollywood, ended up the 101 freeway into the Valley, back down the 5 freeway, and eventually he took Valley Boulevard straight out to the San Gabriel Valley, turned off, and now we are just in between Atlantic and the 210 freeway, coming up into Pasadena now, getting closer to the 210 as he continues northbound. He has been seen lighting up behind the wheel, driving on at least one rim, very slowly, as a matter of fact, no more than maybe 10 miles per hour. On a traffic circle, going the wrong way here. Does he go around the circle? No, he's made a left turn. He's made his first turn in a while, and now left turn opposite this traffic circle. LAPD following with him on Glenarm Street. There is an entire pursuit package in tow here, upwards of 7 to 8 LAPD units continuing this chase. Apparently the suspect wanted for assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer. So serious crimes, serious charges, and they are taking this very seriously. We are hearing that they are on the phone with the suspect, or at least have been on the phone with the suspect during the course of this pursuit. he has now come to a stop at a train crossing. We are on Glen Arm Street at Arroyo Parkway. LAPD taking this opportunity to open their doors as they instruct him out of the vehicle using their PA system. They are now out of their vehicle, guns drawn, waiting for the crossing arm. There you go, the rail crossing is now coming up. They are back in their vehicles, and now they are continuing this pursuit. They had a brief few seconds there, maybe hoping he would step out of the vehicle while he came to a stop for the train. Good idea to stop for the train. Bad idea to keep running from LAPD. This is only getting more serious as this drags on. Everybody's adrenaline is running thin. This pursuit now over an hour long. The suspect, not in his right frame of mind, wanted on very serious charges as he continues through Fair Oaks Avenue in Pasadena, making a left turn now onto Fair Oaks. A left westbound turn now onto, or is it southbound? Southbound Fair Oaks, excuse me. This one or that one? This one? Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. Hey, Rob, can you make out, is it the fender or is that rubber? I'm trying to figure out. It is the inner fender liner. Okay, got it. Yep, got it. Let's get in front of it a little bit. We'll get one more glimpse of the front of the vehicle before we break off temporarily for fuel. He is continuing southbound Fair Oaks Avenue, now at Monterey Road, making a right turn right towards us. And we are in front of him now, getting a better look now. And now a left turn. Is he pulling into, where's that going to take him? Is getting back on Fair Oaks. A random U-turn there, putting him back onto the southbound side of Fair Oaks Avenue. LAPD continuing the chase with him, making the U-turn. It looks like there is a growing number of a growing amount of backup ready for the end of this pursuit. Now close to a dozen units right behind this assault with a deadly weapon suspect on a police officer who is communicating with law enforcement, is believed to be under the influence, and is apparently very unstable. From what we're hearing, that's all according to radio traffic. They are dealing with a volatile individual behind the wheel of this car. This white Lexus, who we said was on borrowed time, has certainly borrowed at least a couple of extra hours as he continues this chase towards the top of the 10 o'clock hour here. Of course, if it continues, we will be back over it momentarily once we grab some fuel, top off Air 7, and of course, we will be right back over this pursuit if it continues as soon as possible. Want to give you one closing glimpse here as we track him along Fair Oaks Avenue in Pasadena, heading back towards the area he came from. Remember, he got off at, we're in South Pasadena now, actually closer to Alhambra, as he heads closer towards Valley Boulevard, which is where he originally turned off of. So he's retracing his steps and doesn't appear to have a clear destination in mind, as is often the case in pursuits like this. Thank you. Yep.